beautiful soul. Welcome to the Quantum Business Queen podcast. This podcast is a vortex for activating wealth, riches, and boss bitches. It is here that I teach multi-dimensional business. Our content will fall under 3 different categories: 5D quantum creation, 4D frequency alchemy, and the most potent 3D strategy. Every aspect of business that contributes to the creation of success is covered here. Plus, I will be personally interviewing the most amazing boss bitches that are at the forefront of the game, paving the way for money, magic, and magnetism in business. Let's get ready to activate all of that within you. Hello, amazing human. Welcome to this week's episode of the Quantum Business Queen podcast. This week's episode is titled, I do not believe in universal signs. I normally don't title my episodes, but I've been thinking about this so much lately, and I really want to talk about this one. And look, it's not that I don't believe in universal signs. However, I feel like too many people use quote unquote signs from the universe as an excuse to not do something, to not push through resistance, to not make a hard decision, to not walk through the fire. And it's not necessarily that I don't believe in universal signs. It's that when you have a divine knowing that you are meant to do something, oftentimes a lot of resistance gets kicked up right before you step through that new portal, right before you make that decision. And it has to. It's not that the universe is testing you. It's not that the universe is giving you signs that you shouldn't be doing it. It's that you're shifting into a new timeline and you have to release old distortions and old programs in order to be in energetic resonance with that timeline. So inevitably, you're going to get pushback. And oftentimes people are misinterpreting that pushback or misinterpreting that fear or misinterpreting that quote unquote universal sign as, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I have so many examples of this. Oh my gosh. The one example was one time I was seeing this therapist, and I used to live in Williamstown. And for those of you who know Victoria or Williamstown, it's a beautiful little suburb just right outside of Melbourne. This therapist was extremely spiritual. She had amazing psychic abilities. She was just this old, beautiful, wise woman. And I was really excited. She was a referral, and it was my first session that I was going to have with her. And she only was like 15 minutes down the road from me. And I left like 30 minutes early just to get there on time. Like, I'm a very punctual person. I hate being late. I don't like when people are late. And it was uncanny, the stuff that happened to me before, as I was trying to get to this therapy session. I can't remember everything now, but a car accident happened right in front of me. I got stuck behind a tractor. I'm like, why is there a tractor in a city suburb? And then every single train stop, there's a train there. And as I was getting onto the freeway to the bridge, it's called the Westgate Bridge, another car accident happens in front of me. And it was like, so many things happened, one after the other, after the other, after the other. I was like, this is so weird. I ended up being 40 minutes late and pretty much missing the session altogether. And instead of me being like, is this a sign I shouldn't be going to this therapist and bettering myself? My therapist said, she said, oftentimes when your soul knows it's about to transcend and make a massive transition, so many roadblocks get kicked up in your way for 2 reasons. One of the reasons is what I said. It's that you have to shift out so many of these old distortions, old paradigms, old blocks, old energy, all of it. And it manifests itself. It shows itself really quickly. You transcend it and you shift it out. And number 2, oftentimes your ego kind of has this fragmentation of itself, right? Your ego has its own consciousness. And so what will happen is it will try to manifest roadblocks so it can stay the same. So she knew, like my ego, she referred to her as a third person, but it's like my ego knew I was going to have this crazy, amazing transformation working with this therapist. And so it manifests the most bizarre encounters on the way there. And yes, I saw the therapist. I saw her, for months and months and months until we moved. And she was the most profound, beautiful, wise, amazing person who held so much space for me. And I healed so much with her. And so I didn't use that as like, oh, well, maybe it's a sign that I shouldn't be doing therapy with this woman. I got really freaking curious. Like, what is happening here? When you have a divine knowing, your decisions need to trump and transcend any circumstance that's happening in your physical reality. This is how you're able to collapse time. All too often is a roadblock gets kicked up, or somebody gets rejected, or whatever else the case may be. And all of a sudden you're thinking, well, this must be a sign from the universe and maybe I shouldn't be doing this. That is not the case. The first time I ever invested in a major mentor, again, a similar thing. It was a massive investment for me at the time. It was $33,000. And it was one thing after the other. We're trying to figure out how the financing was going to work. It took like a month to get my husband at the time on board, and just so many things kept popping up. I had so much anxiety around this investment. Like, this is so much money. Like, am I going to be able to make it back? All the questions. But deep inside me, there was a divine knowing. However, if I was so attached to the evidence, and if I plugged the meaning into the evidence that maybe this is the universe giving me a sign, then I wouldn't have gone forward with it. Always make decisions based on your divine knowing. Not based on your fears, not based on your anxieties, not based on the quote unquote universal signs. Ultimately, what universal signs are anyway are just a manifestation of what you are creating. And so, the flip side of it happens for me as well, where it's like, I'm begging the universe for signs. Like, please, universe, show me a bluebird if I'm meant to do this, or show me this if I'm not meant to be with this person, or whatever it is, right? And oftentimes none of the signs show up. So this is why it's like, I don't live by signs. Sometimes there'll be some really cool, miraculous things that happen where it's like, yeah, I feel I'm being guided here. And that opens the gateway and the doorway to lead me down the path that I know I'm already meant to be on, right? Like, for example, when I moved out of my house after I got divorced, now I'm in the rental market again. I'm like, wow, I haven't been in the rental market since I can't even remember when, right? And it was a really weird feeling to me, like, okay, now I'm trying to find a house to rent and to figure out where I'm going to live and all these things. And, I would go up, I'd pull up to all the viewings. It'd be the same line of 15 cars. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm in this situation. This is crazy. And, there was a house, and they're all in similar price ranges. And I pull up to the house that I really wanted. It was perfect. Everything I manifested, like everything I wanted, skylights and all these little things this house had. It was really weird. So I pull up super nervous because I'm like, oh fuck, here it's going to be the whole 15 lineup of cars. It's like you almost get to know all the other people because you end up turning up to all the same viewings. Anyway, I turn up to by far the best house. And I thought this one is going to be so sought after. And I am the only one here. And I was like, okay, what's wrong with this place? I walk in and it's gorgeous. White countertops, skylights, so much natural light. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's just, it has beautiful, like fairy-like energy. It's such a beautiful house. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. And my mom's saying for me, like when she was alive, was always live, laugh, love. And painted on the side of the house was live, laugh, love. And I'm like, all right, this is the universe telling me. This is where I'm like, it knew I needed the support. It knew I had the divine knowing, but just to amplify the knowing amongst all the fear, all the anxiety, everything I was going through, it was giving me a little wink like, Sarah, we got you. We got you. So those are the things I look at. Those are the quote unquote signs where it's like, okay, thank you for that little validation that I needed. But it was because I was already being driven by the divine knowing. So the divine knowing for you is the key, right? The divine knowing is the key. Follow the divine knowing always. Knowing it will be paired with fear, potentially. Knowing it will be paired with anxiety, potentially. But you do it anyway. You follow that knowing anyway because it's your soul leading you through the new time portal, leading you into the new path. But oftentimes we feel the fear. We feel the anxiety. We misinterpret that for it being misaligned. And then we think, oh, the universe is also now showing me these signs, so maybe I shouldn't do it. And then you have that guttural feeling of disappointment with yourself because you didn't follow through. You let the signs be your permission to back out. And then you have that, fuck, I should have done that, but now I'm comfortable. It's still familiar now. And it's okay. I'm going to just settle for this because the universe gave me the signs. You know that feeling. Except for you've just misinterpreted everything. You always follow the divine knowing. Dismiss anything that is giving you evidence against the divine knowing. Don't let the evidence be your permission slip to back out. This is why people keep themselves stuck in a state of perpetuation. This is so important. So important. But in saying that, In saying that, oftentimes you'll get a little wink wink from the universe, a little wink wink from the spirit guides to be like, okay, we're going to be cheeky now. We're going to just show you we got your back. We've got this house all ready for you. We knew this was going to be your place where it felt like your own home, but you're going to rebuild your life. And we're going to give you some signs just as a cheeky nod, knowing that we got you. We got you. So those for me are the things I look at when I would just hold my heart and just, I'm so grateful, like all the support that we have going on behind the scenes, but also knowing that oftentimes when you're about to transcend timelines, the most resistance can get kicked up, but do not misinterpret it for being misaligned. Do not misinterpret it for the universe giving you quote unquote signs that you shouldn't do something. Because you're going to back out, you're going to fucking be disappointed, and you're going to know there's so much untapped potential if you were only brave enough to choose it. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that today, beautiful soul. As always, I hope this has landed where it needed to. I love you. Reach out to me. Follow me on Instagram. Let's follow each other. Say hello, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for listening today, beautiful soul. I hope you got so much gold and were activated in such a way that you could step into your highest timeline of abundance and freedom, because it is more than possible for you. If that desire has been planted in your soul, it is so deliberate. If you wouldn't mind, please rate, review, subscribe to this podcast so that we can get this message into the hearts and ears of more amazing light beings across the world. I would love to continue this conversation with you, so feel free to get in touch on Instagram at sarah.tynan.quantumcoach. If you're a Facebook person, you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Sarah Tynan International. And please don't ever forget, if your desire is there, it's because your destiny is there too. You just have to remember who you are. Bye for now, beautiful.